Saving, investment strategies, decision-making, these have all been known as key parts of personal finance, but the psychological side is rarely explored. If you want to explore this psychological side of money, then please watch this video till the end. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and click on bell icon so that you will not miss any book summary from my channel. Welcome to the Book Squad channel. We're going to be talking about The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, who is a prominent financial journalist and investor. Financial success is not a hard science. It's a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know, and this behavior is hard to teach, even to really smart people. Our relationship with money is influenced by all your past experiences and the insights that you have gathered over the years. Just like every other person, you too will have a unique idea of how the world works. The way you see the world and react to different situations is influenced by your own unique set of circumstances, values, and experiences. We all do crazy stuff with money because we're all relatively new to this game, and what looks crazy to you might make sense to me. But no one is crazy. We all make decisions based on our own unique experiences that seem to make sense to us in a given moment. Take the example of two individuals, one born in America in the 1950s and the other born in the 1970s. Now, the individual who was born in the 1950s would have experienced a flat stock market during his teens and 20s. On the other hand, the one born in the 1970s would have witnessed an upward moving stock market that generated stupendous returns during his teens and 20s. Clearly, these two individuals have had a very different experience with the stock markets and are likely to view stock markets through their own unique lens. Inevitably, the one born in the 1950s would be very cautious of the stock market and would not have much faith in its ability to generate wealth. On the other hand, the one born in the 1970s would have a highly bullish view on the stock market and would be more inclined to invest in equities. Two important factors to consider while investing are luck and risk. We have little control over either, however, both have a great deal of control on how we behave and on our investment outcomes. If you give luck and risk their proper respect, you realize that when judging people's financial success, both your own and others, it's never as good or as bad as it seems. Studying a specific person can be dangerous because we tend to study extreme examples, the billionaires, the CEOs, or the massive failures that dominate the news, and extreme examples are often the least applicable to other situations, given their complexity. The more extreme the outcome, the less likely you can apply its lessons to your own life, because the more likely the outcome was influenced by extreme ends of luck or risk. Thus, instead of focusing on specific individuals and case studies, it is better to evaluate broad patterns and then arrive at your own conclusion. If you are liking this summary, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. You should know when you have enough wealth and then stop wanting more. Throughout history, greed, or a craving for more, has been the downfall of many of the rich and famous. When you keep running after more, you inevitably start taking more risk than you should. Know when to stop. Good investing is not about earning the highest returns. Instead, it is about making good enough returns for the longest period of time. Compounding is the way to create long-term wealth. It is difficult for the mind to comprehend the power of compounding. As an investor, you don't need incredible returns. Compounding only works if you can give an asset years to grow, like an oak tree slowly reaching maturity. You don't need high returns, you need decent and consistent returns. You need to have reasonable returns over a long period of time. This is how you get rich. Warren Buffett is a phenomenal investor. Buffett now, at over 90 years of age, has a personal wealth of over $80 billion. However, he started investing when he was 10 years old, and well over 50% of his was accumulated after his 50th birthday. In that regard, it is also important to remember that while there are many ways to get wealthy, but there is only one way to stay wealthy, and that is through a combination of frugality and paranoia. Good investments, which offer secure and steady returns, involve survival, as the richest people are the ones who have been able to remain rich for the longest period of time. Avoid risking your money on ludicrous schemes which promise stupendous returns and stick to proven investment methods with good returns on an averaged basis. Aspects such as a frugal budget, flexible thinking, and loose timelines can help build a strong investment portfolio. Also, remember that acquiring wealth is not the end goal and will not make others like you or admire you more. This should not be the psychology behind wanting to get rich. Conversely, avoid judging people based on their visible wealth or lack of it. Savings is the deal maker here. The rate at which you save is far more important than your income or your investment returns. Generally, beyond a certain income level, you will find three types of people. First are the people who save. Second are the people who don't think that they earn enough to save. And third are the people who think that they don't need to save. However, over a longer period of time, it will be the people belonging to the first category who will end up successfully creating and maintaining their wealth. It is important to remember that while you can build wealth without a high income, there is no way that you can create and maintain wealth without a high savings rate. So, if you are serious about wealth creation, then avoid spending on unnecessary and lavish items because, in reality, your savings is the gap between your ego and the income you earn. The lower your needs and expenses, the higher will be your savings, as well as the value of your savings. In addition to having a high savings rate, it is equally important to be realistic and reasonable with your financial decisions. A good way to achieve this is to create a financial plan that captures your unique circumstances and requirements and stick with it for the long run. When you are investing, always remember that you are dealing with probabilities and not certainties. The most important part of every plan is planning on your plan not going according to plan, thus, you should always leave a room for error, that is, always ensure that your investments have an adequate margin of safety. It is often said that this is the only effective way to safely navigate a world of uncertainties. While it is impossible to overcome all uncertainties, it is possible to prepare for them. The best way of doing this is by avoiding single points of failure and spreading your investments. It is also a great idea to always have a good emergency fund. We should avoid the extreme ends of financial planning. Assuming you'll be happy with a very low income or choosing to work endless hours in pursuit of a high one, increases the odds that you'll one day find yourself at a point of regret. Clearly, the only thing that stands in the way of creating and maintaining great wealth is our own behavior and how we make investment decisions. As highlighted in the book, our experiences impact our ability to make astute investment decisions. If we have had a bad experience in the stock markets, then we end up holding on to the losers in our portfolio for too long and selling the winners too early. A great way of overcoming this bias is to invest in balanced advantage mutual funds. Every investor should pick a strategy that has the highest odds of successfully meeting their goals. And I think for most investors, dollar cost averaging into a low-cost index fund will provide the highest odds of long-term success. Thinking of market volatility as a fee rather than a fine is an important part of developing the kind of mindset that lets you stick around long enough for investing to work in your favor. You should define the game you're playing, and make sure your actions are not being influenced by people playing a different game. You should respect the mess. Smart, informed, and reasonable people can disagree in finance, because people have vastly different goals and desires. There is no single right answer, just the answer that works for you. At the end of the day, money is just a tool. Use money as a tool to gain control over your time, because not having control of your time is such a powerful and universal drag on happiness. It's a tool that can help us achieve our goals and live the life we want. But to use it wisely, we need to understand our own relationship with it. That's what psychology of money is all about. We hope that this video helped you to get clear on your own goals, design your own game accordingly, and manage your relationship with money so you can have a happy and fulfilling life. If you like this summary, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel.